Well, that just happened. So, American Horror Story has officially premiered its 8th season, and I feel like I'm gonna feel a lot of claustrophobia this season, because honestly, that is what I was feeling this entire episode. I mean, just thinking about the apocalypse just freaks me out, to be honest. I'm sure that's everybody's reaction, and honestly, it's probably one of the best subjects for American Horror Story because we've been kind of dealing with fears similar to that lately, and like just even thinking about any kind of apocalypse happening. It's just too much to think about. So let's just try to stay in the realm of American Horror Story here. So we actually got to see the apocalypse happen literally the first 10 minutes of the episode. And I kid you not, it started like 2 minutes after we meet a few of the characters. And we really don't know entirely what's going on. I can't talk. This is what happens a day after work. Okay, so I thought it was missiles, and I think that's what they said that it was, but I am not 100% sure if that's entirely what was happening. Maybe they think it's missiles, but you wonder if it's something else. But we don't entirely see what's happening, just that there's the alarm going off and everybody's freaking out. And we basically follow, her name's Coco, played by Leslie Grossman, and she has her assistant with her. That was Billie Lourd, and also Evan Peters as the hairdresser, and his grandmother is Joan Collins. So they're all trying to escape from all the craziness. They are hoping to survive. They manage to get on a plane. Of course, Coco leaves her husband behind. I don't know why that was a hilarious scene to me. I shouldn't laugh, but you know, Billy Eichner. Anyway, so they managed to escape in the plane, but something's very unusual. Like in this moment, they realize there's no pilot flying the plane. And this happens right before the big explosion goes off and the whole world is completely destroyed. So my friend said something about rapture. Like maybe people were taken away? I don't know. But anyway, it's just weird to me that the pilots weren't there. So hold on to that thought. Anyway, we also meet, his name's Timmy and Emily. So they have been chosen by this group. I believe they were called the Cooperative, which, interesting name. They were recruited because of their genetic DNA, and we don't really know why or what's going on, but Timmy was taken from his family, and it's interesting to note that I believe the cooperative agent mentioned something about him and his brother not being the same, which I don't know why it kind of set off an idea in my head that maybe Timmy was adopted. And that makes me question, where did he come from then? But I'm going to get to that in a second. Anyway, so he and Emily are survivors, and they are taken to kind of like a safe house of sorts. And there's a few of them that exist, but this one is run by none other than Queen Sarah Paulson. And she's wow. She's really scary. I'll say scary. Her name is Miss Venable, which that name already kind of leaves a taste in your mouth. And she's very strict about the rules of the place. Like, for some reason, I don't know if this is with every safe house, but at least with this one, they all have to wear, like the royals wear purple, and the servants, workers wear gray. Of course, we see her breaking the rule later with another character I'm going to get to soon. But basically, it's like this Victorian fashion. I don't know why in particular. All I was thinking about is that Victorian, like there was the Gothic era, and there might be other implications, but I'm not 100% sure what they're implying. Maybe we'll find out. Anyway, this safe house, so we actually see that Coco and company ended up there as well, along with a few other characters. There was Adina Porter's character, and we also see Kathy Bates, and I think her character's name was Mead. She's a kind of like Ms. Venable's right-hand person, and she's really, like, we've seen Kathy Bates play some scary roles in this series, but there's something about this character that's really, like, offsetting. Like, she's even colder, and she's been really cold in the past, so it's hard to explain. Anyway, we learn that they're kind of corrupt leaders, in a sense, where they are messing with everybody who's there, and they aren't afraid to kill people. They literally kill one of the guests. His name was Stu. They literally kill him by faking that he has radiation poisoning. And that was like, I'm sorry, but I might laugh at this. There's a moment in the episode where they feed everybody this stew, and the guy's name is Stu. So you kind of have your questions right in that moment. And everybody has this realization that, well, first they know that he's dead, and they realize that he is in the stew, which is disturbing. They've already gone into cannibalism, which is just... ugh. And then Joan Collins' character just keeps eating it. I don't know why I thought that was funny, but realistically, in a real situation that would not be funny. Only when this is fake, and this is just written as meant to be funny, that's when I laugh. If it were real, I would not be laughing, but just the way it was written. Anyway, I give them credit for the pun there. So, they continue to live in the... It's like an old boys' school, but I'm just going to call it a bunker. It's basically a bunker. They live there for the next 18 months, which was a funny little transition that they did, where they all thought they were going to be saved, and then it shows 18 months later, same situation. But anyway, they're still dealing with, like, the small portions of food that they're eating. Amazingly, they've survived for 18 months. That surprised me. I would have thought we'd see, like, smaller numbers of them after 18 months. So, Ms. Venable and Mead didn't go too far with that. So, yeah, we kind of basically get a taste of what's going on in the bunker, and basically how life is in the apocalypse, or the post-apocalypse. And then, interestingly, a new character comes along. He rides up in a carriage pulled by these horses with gas masks on. And this is apparently a allusion to something, which I'm not well versed in all the Bible talk and everything. Just look it up. Or my friend will probably comment here that there's something in the Bible, or... I'm sorry. I'm not going to try to explain it, but it's supposed to allude to something like that. But we meet this character. I believe he's played by Cody Fern. I believe that's his name. First timer on American Horror Story. And he's... like, this actually is the best way it has been described in the reviews I've read. He's kind of like a... They say Tom Cruise in Interview with Vampire, but I also think, like, Brad Pitt, too. Kind of more of the look. I don't know. that's kind of the look he has anyway. And there's just an eeriness to him. So he visits and he's talking with Ms. Venable and saying that he has a place where there's supplies for the next decade or something like that. And he has, like, he's going to take people, but he has conditions. He's going to test to see who is worthy to go to this safe house. And this is kind of like in the situation where these safe houses aren't doing so well and things aren't, like, people aren't lasting as long as they were hoping. And I think either, I can't remember which place this was called, but this was supposedly like the last, or one of the last bunkers that's survived. And it'll be interesting to see if there's, like, people that have survived in a sense and have become mutants. Like, I can't explain this exactly, but, like, they're not the only people left in the world. However, if there are other people, they're mutants now. I just have this strong feeling based on the teaser trailers that we got. So, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, this guy, whose name I did not say, is Michael Langdon. Langdon as in Murder House. And there we have our Murder House connection. So, I know we're going to see Constance at some point because Jessica Lange's supposed to be back for at least an episode. And we're going to see exactly probably how everything came to be. My guess is that it's going to be a backstory for Michael. We're also supposed to see everybody from Murder House, or the main characters, I mean. And I don't know exactly how that's going to play in, but we'll see. And we haven't seen Coven yet. We're supposed to see most of the characters from Coven. I don't know if Queenie is going to return. I mean, she died in the hotel, so she might be gone. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are exactly here, but supposedly we're going to see Misty, and I wonder if she made some kind of pact with the Antichrist in a sense. I don't know. And I also question, is Michael Langdon really the Antichrist? Or, I wonder about Timmy. This is my theory. Because when he was in the bathroom at one point, the fog on his mirror suddenly showed the numbers 666. And he was hearing voices, so something was either sending him a message or he has some connection to it. Which, that would be interesting with the whole genetic DNA thing. How Emily is connected to that, I'm not sure. Oh, also their characters were falling in love, which I kind of saw that coming. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how he connects with the whole Antichrist thing. I feel there's a connection because he's the only one who saw any kind of sign with that. But yeah, like, I thought it was a really good opening premiere for the season. And I'm excited to see how Murder House and Coven continue to connect to everything that's going on. And it could go, they could go anywhere, any direction with this. So it's hard to come up with theories. But I don't know. It seems like these survivors possibly will become, like, Antichrist followers because that's their only way to survive, and they learn to worship him as a god in a sense. And also the question is, did he really cause the apocalypse, or what's going on? And also, how trustworthy is the cooperative? They reminded me of Men in Black, and not the movie, but like the lore of the Men in Black. They're kind of questionable, so it'll be interesting to see if we see them again and how they might connect to the whole Antichrist thing. I almost feel like they might be followers, but I'm not sure. We'll have to find out. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a video for every episode. If I get a chance, I might, but I might be too busy right now. I'll at least try to do an episode in between, like in the middle of the season maybe. But I'm definitely going to do a finale video, because I'm sure there's going to be so much to talk about with that. It'll be interesting to see which theories have panned out and which ones have not. But yeah, I'm excited for the season. I mean, I don't like the claustrophobic part, but I love the creativity that everybody takes with this. And it seems like maybe one of the most creative seasons ever. And especially to connect two of the previous seasons, plus a new theme. I think that's really neat. Because originally we thought it was just going to be a crossover, that there wasn't really going to be a whole new theme or set of characters, but that was basically this whole episode, which that would have been interesting on its own, but to see how Coven and Murder House connect to it, that'll be interesting. So yeah, that's all I've got. There's probably other things I'm just not thinking of, but it was exciting to see the premiere. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully see you in the middle of the season, and if not, I will see you for the finale. Alright, have a non-apocalyptic night, guys. Bye!